Every day she'd wake up and realize someone had called today to tell her mother had passed away. And her mother died every day for like 3 years.
Jay Leno just made a move that rocked Hollywood. No more shows, no more late-night laughs, no more spotlight. Everything came to a sudden stop with one shocking announcement. What could make a man who spent nearly 50 years entertaining the world suddenly walk away? Why choose now to pull the plug when he still had the power to own any stage? This story breaks it all down. Career, heartbreak, and truth, each piece more emotional than the last. In April 2024, Jay Leno officially filed for legal guardianship and medical care for his wife, Mavis Leno. After she was diagnosed with moderate to severe dementia, the judge approved his request without any opposition, confirming that Jay was fully capable of handling all her health, financial, and personal decisions. In a heartfelt interview, Jay said, "I enjoy taking care of her. It's not a burden." He shared that Mavis still knows who he is, still smiles, and still reacts to moments the way she always has. Her memory comes and goes, but she's still herself, still kind, still strong, still Mavis. Jay revealed the hardest part was when Mavis kept believing her mother had just passed, even though it happened years ago. Every day he had to gently remind her of the truth, and every time felt like the first. It's emotional, real, and shows a side of Jay Leno the public rarely sees. Mavis's condition has completely transformed Jay Leno's life. The man who once worked non-stop, juggling shows and spotlights, is now a full-time caregiver, devoting every moment to the woman he loves. His step back from TV, theater, and public life isn't just about his own health anymore. It's deeply tied to Mavis's growing medical challenges. In footage from his personal documentary, Jay shared, "I used to think I could never slow down, but now, nothing matters more than being with her every single day." Those words hit hard. Mavis Elizabeth Nicholson Leno has been Jay's one and only wife since 1980, a rare Hollywood love story that stood strong for more than 40 years. Despite their long marriage, Mavis was never one to chase fame. She stayed out of the spotlight. No red carpets, no talk shows, no award speeches. But behind the scenes, everyone close to Jay knows she was his anchor. Every major career move he made, she had a voice in it. She was the first to tell him to follow his dream of performing instead of taking a safe office job. And when Jay suffered a string of dangerous accidents in 2022 and 2023, it was Mavis who stepped up and told him to stop everything. She coordinated with doctors, helped redesign his entire lifestyle, and kept his schedule in check, deciding which commitments he could take and which he had to turn down. Now, that same strength has come full circle because it's Jay's turn to be there for her every single day. In the documentary The Last Ride, Mavis appeared for the first time, showing how their fast-paced life turned into quiet, family-centered days. The clips reveal touching moments of them talking about simple routines, how time feels slower now, and how much peace they find in silence. After Mavis's dementia diagnosis, everything changed. She went from being Jay's biggest support to the one needing full-time care. But Jay refused to send her to a care facility or bring in a team. He handles everything himself. From her medication to her therapy, he's there every step of the way, keeping her safe and comfortable. When asked why he didn't hire outside help, he simply said, "Because I'm here." That one line said it all.
I wish I could take her out and go out to eat and do things like that. But you can't really. We'll get some help, we'll take her out the car and we'll drive around and look at stuff.
Mavis hasn't appeared on camera since early 2024, and her absence matches Jay's decision to step back from work too. His retreat from the spotlight isn't just career-related, it's personal, rooted deeply in love and loyalty. This turning point made Jay look back at his long journey, from his early days to taking over The Tonight Show in 1992, an era no one thought anyone could fill after Johnny Carson. For 2 straight decades, Jay Leno ruled late-night TV like a champ. Despite big names like David Letterman and Conan O'Brien in the game, Leno stayed on top, writing most of his own jokes and controlling the show's direction himself. He didn't rely on a big team of writers. His hustle spoke louder than anything. NBC even called him the guy who never takes a break, known for his discipline, focus, and showing up on time every single day. When he first stepped away in 2009, fans thought it was the end. But just a year later, Jay was back, pulling strong ratings until his final exit in 2014. Both times he left without the drama. No big farewell tours, no emotional goodbyes. Everything ran on schedule, clean and professional, just like he'd done for 20 years. "I just wanted to prove I belong," Jay once said about why he held that legendary seat after Carson. Around that same time, he launched Jay Leno's Garage, a show and YouTube channel diving deep into his passion for cars, engines, and restoration. It wasn't retirement, it was evolution, proving he still had drive in every sense of the word. When Jay Leno left NBC, people thought his career was over, but it was just a switch in gears. After 2014, he stayed busy filming by day, cracking jokes on stage by night, and spending every free moment in the garage working on engines. There was never a time he completely vanished. He was always creating, always working, always on. Producers said he never really stopped being Jay Leno the worker. That image held strong until 2022, when everything started to shift. What made Leno stand out wasn't controversy or wild headlines. It was his consistency. He never chased online trends or got caught up in culture wars. His classic style made him dependable, especially for audiences who loved familiar late-night comfort. For nearly 4 decades, he stayed scandal-free, building a spotless career record, something rare in showbiz. When he finally announced his full step back from the spotlight, it wasn't because he burned out. It was because his priorities changed. When asked how he kept his energy all these years, Jay simply said, "You don't retire from something you love." That line sums him up perfectly. Steady, passionate, and true to his craft. "You just keep doing it until you can't," Jay Leno once said. But what really pushed him to step back shocked everyone. The truth began to show after he went through one of the toughest health battles of his life, a moment that changed everything, from his body to his mindset. In late 2022, a serious fire broke out in Jay's personal garage, leaving him with major burns to his face, neck, and chest. He stayed calm through it all, but doctors revealed the recovery would take time and care. For once, the man known for his non-stop grind had to pause. It was the first time in decades he stepped away from his daily routine. Just weeks later, things got worse. A motorcycle crash left him with several broken bones and nerve injuries. It was a back-to-back hit that forced him to finally slow down. Sources close to Jay confirmed it wasn't just bad luck. It marked a real turning point in his physical health. Doctors insisted he take a long break from everything. No filming, no big events, and no long rides on his beloved bikes. Later medical tests revealed that Jay Leno was dealing with balance issues and limited mobility in some areas. The lasting effects of those 2 major accidents. Doctors made it clear his recovery had to be carefully watched, step by step. Through it all, Jay stayed quiet with the media, letting only his medical team and close colleagues share small updates. Those who worked with him said he kept a positive attitude, but his body forced him to slow down. Quick moves and long days were no longer possible. His lifestyle had to shift completely. Some projects were put on hold, especially those that needed long filming hours or motorcycle travel. In a private talk, Jay admitted that recovery gave him time to think deeply about his next chapter in life. These quiet days at home and in his garage became part of his healing routine, surrounded by his cars and the calm he'd never had before. It wasn't just a physical recovery, it was mental too. Jay began reflecting on his entire journey, realizing it might be time to redefine what moving forward really means for him. In recent interviews, Jay Leno opened up about finally learning the value of slowing down. He's no longer rushing between the stage and the garage like before. He said, "Stillness doesn't mean weakness, it means peace." That line perfectly sums up his new mindset, born from long months of therapy and reflection. Doctors confirmed that his recovery process affected his long-term mobility. Even though rehab has gone well, there are still limits to what he can physically do. That's why Jay made the tough call to step back from his usual performance schedule. Industry insiders revealed that by mid-year, Jay quietly stopped accepting new gigs, choosing instead to focus completely on his health. He's also been skipping car events and public appearances that once filled his calendar. This shift hasn't gone unnoticed. It's a clear sign his health isn't where it used to be. The past 2 years have become a major turning point, pushing Jay to finally prioritize his well-being and reshape his life around peace, balance, and healing. When Jay Leno's health forced him to slow down and step back from his packed schedule, he entered a new chapter, one of reflection. With fewer shows and public appearances, he finally had time to look back at everything he built, especially his legacy on late-night TV, where his name became a true staple of American comedy. Jay's legacy stands strong. He held the #1 spot in late night for years, something few ever achieve. His success wasn't just luck or fame. It came from total control over his work. He personally wrote most of his opening jokes and handled the flow of each episode himself. Inside the industry, people called him a one-man show, someone who didn't rely on a team of writers to carry him. And unlike many hosts, Jay never leaned into controversy or political talk to stay relevant. He kept things real, relatable, and fun. While others chased trends or stirred drama, Leno stuck to what audiences loved: clean humor, everyday stories, and sharp takes on current events. That steady style kept him connected to millions, especially viewers who grew up watching him night after night. Hosting The Tonight Show was never Jay Leno's only role. He helped write the jokes, oversaw production, and made key creative calls that shaped the show's entire identity. That level of control made him impossible to replace. Even after big names like Conan O'Brien and Jimmy Fallon took over, fans felt something was missing, the unique spark only Jay brought. One producer once said, "Jay isn't just the host, he's the backbone of the show." Beyond TV, Jay kept grinding, performing hundreds of stand-up gigs across the U.S. These weren't about publicity. They were his pure love for comedy in its rawest form. His style stayed sharp but respectful, focusing on real-life moments without diving into divisive topics. That approach earned him respect from peers and kept him away from messy public drama. Jay's influence goes beyond late night. He redefined how a comedian can stay consistent and respected for decades. While others stumbled into controversy or reinvented themselves to chase trends, Jay stayed true to his voice. Even in his final TV years, he never changed his style. Just pure classic Leno, the way audiences loved it. Jay Leno never chased fame through social media trends or short clips. While others turned to viral videos and flashy online content, he stuck to his classic routine, the same steady rhythm and old-school delivery that built his legacy. Even knowing audiences were moving toward digital platforms, he stayed loyal to real craftsmanship. Producers often called him the last of his kind, a performer who built television through skill, not strategy. In his documentary, The Last Ride, viewers see him organizing decades of personal archives, thousands of scripts, notes, and handwritten jokes, all neatly sorted by year and topic. Jay wasn't someone who waited for inspiration to strike. He built his comedy like clockwork, with precision and discipline. Every punchline had a place, every segment had structure. Before stepping out of the spotlight, he left behind more than fame. He left a blueprint for how to stay true to yourself in an industry that constantly changes. To truly understand that mindset, you have to go back to his roots. Born in 1950 in New Rochelle, New York, Jay came from a humble working-class family. His father sold insurance, and his Scottish-born mother was a homemaker who grounded him in hard work and humility. Jay Leno's parents never imagined he'd end up in show business. They hoped he'd settle into a steady job, stay close to home, and live a simple family life like everyone else in the neighborhood. Growing up in Andover, Massachusetts, Jay developed a strong work ethic early. Whether it was schoolwork or chores, he always gave his all. Teachers said he wasn't the top student, but he was disciplined, never missed a deadline, always took detailed notes. That same drive carried into college when he studied communications at Emerson College in Boston, where he first discovered his love for the stage. While studying, Jay performed at small comedy clubs, often earning just a few bucks a night, but he didn't care. He was chasing experience, not money. At one point, he even slept in his car for weeks because he couldn't afford rent, typing his jokes late into the night on a portable typewriter in parking lots. Those who knew him back then said he constantly rewrote his material, tweaking jokes minutes before shows to match the crowd. Early on, Jay built a reputation for staying clean. No partying, no wild habits, just pure focus and hustle in a world full of distractions. Jay Leno's calm, steady lifestyle kept him from losing focus or burning out. His colleagues often called him the tech guy of comedy because of how precise and disciplined he was with his craft. While others chased fast fame or flashy promos, Jay stuck to small stages, sharpening his skills and building something real, his own legacy. Bit by bit, month after month, he built his empire with quiet determination. And when it was finally time to step away, he didn't do it under bright lights or loud applause. He did it in silence, leaving behind a legacy that spoke louder than any standing ovation. Jay Leno didn't just leave the stage, he left a standard for what hard work, focus, and integrity truly mean in showbiz. If you enjoyed this story and respect the journey Jay Leno built, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment below. Let's keep his legacy alive.